Houston Real Estate Radio.
Welcome to Houston Real Estate Radio. I'm your host, Shannon Register, and today we are so excited to be broadcasting from the 10th annual Woodlands Home and Garden Show at the Woodlands Marriott. So much fun out here today, and just hope that you'll come by the show and say hey to us. We are at the booth right at the front and would love to see you here on Houston Real Estate Radio. Today, I've got a great guest with me here, Gary Parr with Energy. He's an energy consultant, which is fantastic. We want to talk a little bit about some green energy features and some things going on that he can help you with. So excited to have Gary on the show.
Well, thanks for having me, Shannon. I appreciate it.
And this is a great atmosphere. You know, I mean,
Yes.
Walking around the show, there are so many different vendors. And one of the things that I think is just so exciting is that no matter what you need for your home, you can find it here today. You know, if you need a home builder, they're here. If you want to just decorate your home, you can find people to help you with that. And, of course, if you need blinds, windows, you know, anything to remodel your home, you can find everything here today. So.
Yeah, you can. Energy efficiency along with that as well. A lot of experts here at the home show, and just a great time. We sure appreciate Tony's efforts in putting on the show out here.
Absolutely. It's fantastic. So we hope a lot of the public comes by and sees what all is available out here today, because
Right.
a lot of really neat companies that some of them even I haven't even heard of, which are really neat. So I know that you are doing your own radio show on KSEV. Tell us a little
Right.
bit about your show.
Well, Energy Saving in the Home Radio. It's been doing it for a number of years now, and really it's just an educational format, a way to help people to understand what they need to do, because there is really a specific plan that needs to be put in place in order to get the efficiency items that need to be done in your particular home in the order in which they need to be done. If you do them out of order, you actually can create a bigger problem actually than what you want to do. And you know what you want to do is to save money. It's all about reducing the energy consumption, being more comfortable, extending the critical life of the equipment. All of these things are a component of putting what I call an energy bill reduction plan into place.
Tell us a little bit about your company. You can actually go in and help homeowners figure out what they can do to help make their homes more energy efficient. Tell us a little bit about your company.
Right. Okay. Home Energy Consultants is an energy auditing company. We are able to go in with testing equipment and a lot of knowledge, a lot of years of experience as well. One of the aspects of the testing is what's called a blower door. We're able to pressurize the home to find out where the leaks are coming from. So it's a very specific test there. We're able to do exactly the same thing with the ducts, the air conditioning duct system, so that we can figure out how much leakage is occurring and where it's occurring from. The house leakage is important because, you know, there could be a big hole somewhere that really nobody knows. Air will look for the least path of resistance to enter a home. And in this climate, you don't want air entering the home at hot, humid conditions that we have here. So you definitely want to be able to find it, seal these things up, and then control the indoor air quality from that aspect. But again, we do the testing. We also do what's called a computer modeling program. We use the computer modeling program to emulate the conditions of different things. The part of the testing is involved in that, also the appliances and other things of nature, so that we can say, okay, here's where the house is now. If we put this energy bill reduction plan into place, where can we take the house to at the next level?
So you can kind of figure out how much they're going to actually be saving kind of on a month-to-month basis, how much this is going to help them.
Yeah, the modeling program in conjunction with the testing helps us to really be able to pretty much figure out what is going to happen if the improvements are made. Let's say, for instance, we suggest a couple improvements, but they don't want to make all of them at once. They want to make one before the other. We would actually put that in a category, a categorization of that, so that it shows which one needs to be done first.
Okay.
Because in a lot of instances in an older home, if you did the wrong thing first, you actually could create a bigger issue. For instance...
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's not good at all. For instance, let's say that the air conditioning system needed to be replaced, but you said, you know, I really want windows. And you put windows in, and you went ahead and replaced the air conditioning system and didn't take account in that you have now made the building envelope more efficient by putting the windows in, then you could very well have an air conditioning system that is oversized and will not function properly.
Wow.
So you
So
have
a lot
to
to take into consideration.
You had to take a lot in consideration. That would apply to other aspects of that too, as far as air sealing and improving the attic ventilation and other things in a typical home. So very important to figure it out, and then you have the plan. You wouldn't build a new home without a plan because you wouldn't
That's
know where to
right.
put the bathrooms,
Right.
or anything else,
Or
right?
anything else, that's
so,
right.
So you need to make sure that the plan's in place to make energy improvements as well, and that's what Home Energy Consultants does.
Fantastic. And if somebody wants to have an energy audit in their house, what's the best way to reach you? How can they find you? Are you online?
Right. Online, absolutely. EnergySavingInTheHome.com is the website, and the phone number is 281-402-1238.
Okay, so they can just call you and set up an appointment.
Sure,
you come out to the house. Now, what about new construction? You know, if someone's building a home and they want to make sure that it's very energy efficient, what can they do?
Yeah, same process can be implemented on new construction. As a matter of fact, we're doing a lot of new construction homes now. The 2012 Energy Code is now requiring testing, where before there could be some visual inspections made, but now the testing is a part of that process. And that's a great thing because now it's a verification. And we do that in a couple of phases for a lot of the builders in town. We'll do a first phase inspection, which is a visual, and then we do the duct blaster. So we have a good baseline for that. We'll test the duct system. And then when we do that second phase or final phase, we do a blower door and we do another reconfirm on the duct blaster as well. And we do what's called a HERS score. It's a home energy rating score. So we can tell that homeowner and give that homeowner a rating that is a nationally recognized rating so that they know where their home stands in regards to energy efficiency.
And that could even help with a lot with resale value as well.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely can help if they're going to sell the home in any time in the future. Being able to say our home was built energy efficient, but also being able to back it up with that HERS score and the energy analysis that's done by Home Energy Consultants.
You know, and that's something most home buyers out there get a home inspection, but a lot of them don't think about doing an energy inspection. You know, how do you know if it really does have tech shield roofing? How do you know what the insulation really is?
Right.
You know, without some sort of inspection.
Yeah, and the inspection in general is great, as you well know.
Right.
And those guys do a great job.
The mechanical, you know, making sure all the appliances work. But
Yes.
this is kind of a different sort of inspection that people should get.
Yeah, it really is, because it does really tell them how efficient the building envelope, meaning the structure of the home. It's the difference between outside and inside.
Right.
We want to know how efficient it is.
What would you recommend if someone, has an older home and they just were looking for some tips? What would you recommend that most older homeowners could do that's kind of not real expensive, but something that kind of all homes need?
Right.
What would you tell them to do?
EnergySavingInTheHome.com. EnergySavingInTheHome.com is a lot of great tips there.
Okay.
But one of the things that people probably kind of overlook a lot of times is phantom power. Having lots of appliances, lots of TVs and DVRs and computers in the home, really turning those power strips off at night can save you as much as $50 a year. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but if you start doing that, and then you start older homes, start looking at where air infiltration is coming from. For instance, around the registers, the ceiling registers for the
air conditioning vents.
So that hot air will come around that. If you take some caulk, take the register down, seal around that box, put the register back up, then that seals that air, keeps that air from coming from the attic, that hot 140-degree attic, and coming down and robbing the cooling basically from your comfort zone. So that's one thing that you can do. Around switch plates and plugs, things like that, you can go in and put the little gaskets around. So there's a lot of things you can do from caulking and sealing like that can sure help you.
Sure, it can help consumers save a lot of money.
Right.
Anything trendy going on that you see builders doing that helps with energy efficiency?
Well, I think all builders are very conscious about energy efficiency now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the consumer is well educated. The internet's there. We're doing our radio shows and educating the consumer about energy efficiencies and why we need to be that way, because energy costs are going to go up. So I think all builders are in that mode. With this
some more than others.
Some more than others, right. With the new code in place, though, with the 2012 code, all of them are going to start really starting to implement that code and be accountable for that code, because now the testing is going to be done, which will say, you did or you didn't.
Right.
There's not just, oh, well, I'm going to do this and it's on paper and I'm saying I'm going to make
They're
your
making
home.
sure it's done.
Yeah, and then they're going to get those ratings. And those HERS ratings, those home energy ratings, are going to, in some cases, with very efficient builders, going to be in the 50s.
Okay.
To give you an example, a typical home nowadays would be in the 100s to 130.
Okay.
So 50% more, and in some cases maybe even 70% more efficient than existing homes that are in the marketplace today.
And energy efficiency equals savings on money.
Savings on money. And another thing too that it does is it provides a lot more comfort in the home. And people are struggling a lot of times with the lack of comfort, and they don't understand why.
Right.
And it's because the homes are not built efficient enough and the systems are not designed efficient enough.
As we're finishing up, I have one last question for you. What do you think is the most efficient appliance or the most efficient new green feature that you've seen on the market? Anything that that consumers should know about?
Sure. I think from the air conditioning perspective, a lot of technology there, a lot more than we've ever seen. So geothermal is one aspect. It may be a little reach for some people, but boy, super, super efficient. Some of the units that are variable speed units with the compressors being variable speed really do a great job of dehumidification in a home. And they can really save a lot of money because they run at very low speeds, but they pull moisture out of the home very effectively. So I think, from the aspect, obviously 68% relative humidity in this climate zone year-round, average.
Yeah.
Average. So we sure need to make sure we have systems that dehumidify properly.
Sure, absolutely, yes. We have some very predictable humid weather
we do,
here.
Definitely. It's going to be hot and humid.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
Tell everybody out there again the name of your company and how they can get a hold of you.
Yeah, it's Home Energy Consultants, and the phone number is 281-402-1238, and it's energysavinginthehome.com, energysavinginthehome.com.
Fantastic. Well, we appreciate you joining us today here from the Woodlands Home and Garden Show. So excited. It's a great show. We hope you'll come out and join us here on Houston Real Estate Radio.